Hello and welcome to the Cloud Council. I'm Don Polaniki, and today I'm delighted to be bringing you a special episode of the Cloud Council where we're going to be focusing on leadership. And who better to talk about leadership than Sir Clive Woodward. So leaders today have a very difficult balance. They've got to show strength and clarity of thought, especially right now in these times of crisis, whilst potentially dealing with their own self-doubts. So what takeaway do you have for leaders on getting that balance right between exposing their own vulnerabilities, but without losing team confidence?
Yeah, another great question. I think the most important thing is you must be yourself. Don't ever try and be somebody you're not. So if you've got self-doubts with your team in private, share those doubts. The one thing that's come out of this is these Zoom calls and these conference calls. You have the ability now to speak every day to your team. And I just want to go back to teamship, that I'd want to be able to share my concerns, my doubts, my feelings about what's going on with the team. But no problems asking for advice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you've got to make that decision about what advice to take and what advice not to take. But I think some of the great leaders, often show there's that famous saying, "It is lonely at the top." Yeah. But I think if you shut the door, you don't share some of your anxieties, problems, thoughts with people who are close to you, including your family, especially the people working really, really close to you. And I think that's a sign of strength. At the end of the day, you have to look in the mirror and say, "That's what we're now going to do." But it's a time for real learnings, making the right decisions under pressure. But don't be over concerned about showing any weaknesses or vulnerability, because I think that's what leadership's all about. And we've seen that, I think, with all the leadership at the moment that's going on, from Boris Johnson downwards. They've all shown some vulnerability, which is to me a human trait, and it doesn't mean they're not doing their job properly. They're just being kind of brutally honest on many occasions, and I think it's something you should not be over concerned with, but just be yourself. What I don't like seeing is people who try and bluster the way through, because I still think as a player you can't BS a player. You're sitting there, the players know what's going on. They know whether a coach is delivering, whether you're any good or not. You can't pull the wool over people's eyes. Nor can the bosses in business. You know what's going on. So don't try to. And to a fault, be brutally honest, but try and engage your team and try and take your team with you. And that's my only advice I can give, based on just pure experience of being in great situations, but also being in really tough situations, and looking back and thinking I was pretty proud how I came through that, because at the time you could have folded. It would have been so easy to walk out the door and say, "We can't handle this." And I've never done that.
Thanks, Clive, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.